Hey, it's January the 7th, 2019, and I woke up just a little while ago, getting my things together. There's some things that I had to do for work, and some still stuff I had to do for work before I go to work, and that's why this might not be a cooler video out today, maybe tomorrow. But y'all, I wanted to holler at you about something that I seen just now. It's this guy. I don't know if you've seen this guy. I've never heard of this guy before in my life, but
I was hesitant to make this video at first because of the way YouTube has recently been striking so many videos and terminating channels for vague and undefined reasons. And since this video discusses a somewhat controversial topic, I'm gonna have to play it real safe and not say any of the bad words that may trigger YouTube's detection system. So whenever you hear me referring to the following words, I'll instead just say, oh, I don't know, schmool schmooter.
it popped up on my Google feed. Sometimes you really just don't know. Like they'll customize your Google feed to whatever it is that you look up, often. And I look up Parkland often. So it popped up this video. It's done by a young man named Rusty Cage. And if you were to check out the video, basically it's 15 minutes long or something like that, and it's about how Rusty Cage actually ended up in that Marjorie Stoneman Douglas Safety Commission report.
You got your SS pictures, shut up, a lot of Nazi stuff. But what comes next on this police report? In his cell phone search history, this schmool schmooter looked up this. Of course he had to be a Rusty Cage fan. And so here's what they show. They show just a couple of my thumbnails just to show that Nicholas Cruz is into some evil, satanic shit. Just violent, gory stuff. Why did they include this? It's clear that they picked these thumbnails because they knew that these ones looked so bad. And so I think that they purposely selected these ones to make a point. This is just so strange to see that I'm in this police report. But I
still haven't seen all of it. In fact, I haven't gone through all their timeline. Sometimes it takes a while. So I hadn't seen Rusty Cage. I mean, it's a lot of pages. I think dang near 500 pages. I hadn't seen Rusty Cage on there. Sorry about that, but I hadn't seen any of the search history of Nicholas Cruz, nor did I find it important at all. Alright, but I'll explain why in a second. Rusty Cage, he's a young man. If you hadn't heard of him, it's got about a little bit over 1 million subscribers. That's noteworthy. Alright. He ended up in the search history of Nicholas Cruz and the activity and stuff. Turns out Nicholas Cruz allegedly had gone over and watched Rusty Cage's videos from time to time. So he ends up in the search history. He ends up in the safety report. And he finds out about it. And he's talking about it. I think what's real interesting is that the person, Rusty Cage, he's not exactly a Nicholas Cruz supporter or a defender or anything like that. Most people aren't. Alright? And I don't blame them for that because of all the things that they've heard. But what's real interesting about this clip that may or may not get deleted, but it was made like 4 days ago. What's interesting about this clip is Rusty Cage, he's putting to where like he's basically putting across the idea that he's being incriminated here. Not for shooting up everybody, but just for being in the whole safety report. Nicholas Cruz, he's being linked to Nicholas Cruz in that way. And not only that, he did detail the fact is that the videos that they posted up were done in such a way in the safety report that it makes Rusty Cage look very unsavory. Right? That's the problem he had with the commissioner's report, and I can't blame him for that. That's not a thing that you don't want to be linked up to school shooters. You don't want to have school shooters. You don't want to have school shooters as fans, stuff. So, Rusty Cage was talking about it, and I could completely understand. Here's the problem, or the solution, however you think about it. This guy's got over 1 million subscribers. The problem is what Rusty Cage is successfully doing is he's showing you how flimsy and how balderdash the internet history is. For example, all sort of things might pop up on your computer and you accidentally hit a button and you press enter and you don't know and some pops up, comes up. That's rare, but it does happen. Number two is, it isn't, but I mean, it's the easiest thing in the world to make up that any such person that you want to incriminate has been looking up things on the internet search history. That is probably the hardest thing to prove in the world. Of course, they're fishing right now. They're putting it out there. Oh, this guy did this, and oh, this person searched that. Oh, this mom searched this, and this crazy person over there searched that. That's incredibly dang near impossible to prove that happened. That person is the person whose fingers tips typed that into the computer. It's really impossible. All right, should not stand up in a court of law, but it's just to make it seem as though that would be legitimate. And furthermore, as Rusty Cage is sharing with us the search history of a Nicholas Cruz, the more he shares with us, the more it seems absolutely preposterous to consider this in a court case. It seems well beyond preposterous. All right. So basically, Rusty Cage, without knowing it, was reporting on the Parkland situation, pointing out just how absurd that it is, and how much is slanted in a way to make Nicholas Cruz seem guilty. Is that the point? Is that the point of their safety commission report? To go out of their way to make Nicholas Cruz seem guilty to those who simply don't even know any better, who don't know how to take and receive evidence and think about it up in their heads. All right. Unfortunately, that's what Rusty Cage pointed out, and I hope that his channel doesn't get deleted, but I'm going to keep an eye on him and stuff. I suggest you subscribe to him. I'm not familiar with his content, but if he does happen to get deleted, I want to know about it. Stay under YouTube, and I appreciate all y'all. It's January 7th, 2019.
You see, a few weeks back, a police report came out documenting the cell phone history of Nicholas Cruz, who, as we all know, is the piece of shit who shot up Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, killing 17 people. In this police report, they list chronologically Cruz's cell phone search history on the morning leading up to the schmooting. And well, I can tell you that I was quite shocked to find out that my videos were specifically listed on this official police report from Florida's law enforcement website. It makes clear that Nicholas Cruz was a Knife Game song fan. Are you frickin' kidding me?